Look around you. What do you see? A table, a phone, a wall, a tree. You think you were looking at solid objects, but you were not. You were looking at code. If you ask a physicist, they will tell you that the table is made of atoms. The atoms are made of subatomic particles, and the particles are made of nothing. They are just probability waves. They are fluctuations in a quantum field. Essentially, the universe is made of information. If you ask a computer programmer, they will tell you that the video game character on the screen looks solid, but it is actually just lines of code running on a processor. Function, draw wall. Function, gravity. Function, light. Now, imagine that our universe is exactly the same. Imagine that there is a master operating system running the simulation we call life. And imagine that this operating system is built on 99 fundamental algorithms, 99 lines of source code that define the physics, the chemistry, the biology, and the psychology of everything in existence. The ancient mystics didn't have computers, so they didn't call them algorithms. They called them the names, the 99 beautiful names of God, El-Asma El-Husna. For centuries, religion has taught us that these names are just titles to praise a deity in the sky, the merciful, the powerful, the creator. We chant them in mosques, we count them on rosaries, and we think we are just being polite to God. But we have missed the point. These are not titles, they are functions. They are the archetype frequencies that build the matrix. Welcome back to Hidden Atlas. Today, we are going to hack the source code. We are going to decode the 99 names not as religious dogma, but as the periodic table of consciousness. We are going to look at El-Musawwir, the shaper, as the 3D rendering engine of the cosmos. We are going to look at El-Hafiz, the preserver, as the cloud storage system of the Akashic records. We are going to look at Al-Qabid and Al-Basit, the constrictor and the expander, as the forces behind black holes and the Big Bang. And finally, we are going to show you how you, the human being, are the only creature in the universe with admin access to all 99 codes, and how you can use them to rewrite the script of your life. To understand this, we have to go back to the beginning, before the Big Bang, before time. The Sufis call this the state of ahadiyya, the singularity, the oneness. In this state, there is nothing, no universe, no angels, no humans, only the infinite consciousness, the absolute. This consciousness wanted to know itself. It wanted to see its own potential, so it spoke. In the beginning was the Word. In Sufism, this is called the Nafas el-Rahman, the breath of the compassionate. Imagine the Absolute as a pure, blinding white light. You cannot see anything in pure white light. It is too bright. It contains all colors, but they are merged into one. To see the colors, you need a prism. The universe is that prism. When the breath of the compassionate hit the prism of creation, the white light fractured into a spectrum of colors. These colors are the names: the red of power, El-Qawi, the blue of knowledge, El-Alim, the green of life, El-Hayy, the gold of majesty, El-Jalal. Everything you see in the universe is made of these names. A mountain is a manifestation of El-Jabal, the firm, and El-Azim, the magnificent. A flower is a manifestation of El-Latif, the subtle, and El-Jamil, the beautiful. A storm is a manifestation of El-Muntakim, the avenger, and El-Kahar, the dominator. The universe is not made of matter, it is made of attributes. Matter is just the screen where the attributes are projected. This explains why math works. Why is the universe written in the language of math? Because El-Muhsi, the counter or the reckoner, is one of the source codes. The universe calculates because calculation is a divine attribute embedded in the fabric of space. This explains why life creates form, because El-Musawwir is running in every strand of DNA. If you understand this, you realize that God is not a man sitting on a cloud. God is the field. He is the coder, the code, and the computer. And here is the shocking part, the part that the Gnostics and the Sufis whispered in secret for fear of being killed. You are not just a user of the system, you are a holographic copy of the entire operating system. In the Bible, it says, God created man in his own image. In the Hadith, the Prophet Muhammad says, Allah created Adam in his own image. What does image mean? God does not have a body. He does not have nose or eyebrows. Image means attributes. It means that every single one of the 99 names that make up the universe is also installed in your hard drive. You have the capacity for mercy, El-Rahman. You have the capacity for anger, El-Ghadab. You have the capacity for creation, El-Khaliq. You have the capacity for justice, El-Adil. The angels do not have this. In Islamic cosmology, angels are single-function bots. The angel of death can only bring death. He cannot plant a flower. He doesn't have the code for it. The angel of rain can only bring rain. They are specialized AI programs designed for specific maintenance tasks in the server. But the human is the Khalifa, the vice-regent. We are the general-purpose AI. We have the full suite, the all-in-one package. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm. This is why the angels were commanded to bow to Adam, not because Adam was made of clay is dirt, but because Adam had the knowledge of the names. The Quran says, and he taught Adam the names of all things. This wasn't a vocabulary lesson. God didn't hold up a cat and say, this is a cat. He downloaded the source code into Adam's consciousness. He gave Adam the root access. Here are the keys to the simulation. You can create, you can destroy, you can forgive, you can judge, you can love. This is the ultimate dignity of the human being, and it is the ultimate responsibility. Because if you have the codes, but you don't know how to use them, you crash the system. And looking at the world today, wars, pollution, greed, depression, it looks like we have crashed the system. We are running powerful software on dirty hardware. We are using the name of power, Al-Qawi, to oppress the weak instead of protecting them. We are using the name of knowledge, El-Alim, to build atomic bombs instead of curing cancer. We are using the name of the gatherer, El-Jami, to hoard money instead of uniting hearts. We have hacked the matrix, but we are using it like a virus. The goal of the mystic path, the goal of Sufism, is to debug the human, to clean the virus, to optimize the system, and finally, to become the Insan-e-Kamil, the universal man, the one who reflects all 99 names in perfect balance. So let's open the manual. Let's look at the specific codes. How do they work? What is the physics behind them?
Let's break down the mechanics of the simulation using the specific names. When we look at the universe, we see opposing forces, expansion and contraction, life and death, order and entropy. These are not accidents. These are binary pairings of the names. 1. The engine of space-time, Al-Qabid and Al-Basit. Al-Qabid means the constrictor or the restrainer. Al-Basit means the expander or the extender. Modern cosmology tells us that the universe began with the Big Bang, an explosive expansion. This is the manifestation of Al-Basit, the force that stretches space, allowing galaxies to move away from each other. Dark energy is the physical expression of Al-Basit. But if the universe only expanded, it would rip itself apart. The atoms would never form. So there is an opposing force, gravity. Gravity pulls things together. It constricts matter into stars and planets. It creates black holes where space is squeezed to infinite density. This is the manifestation of Al-Qabid. The universe breathes. Expansion, contraction. Your heart does the same. Systole, contraction, and diastole, expansion. Your lungs do the same. Inhale, exhale. The economy does the same. Boom, recession. The Sufi realizes that these are not good or bad events. They are the binary rhythm of existence. When you are in a period of depression, constriction, or poverty, you are experiencing Al-Qabid. Most people fight it. They panic. Why is this happening? The mystic says, the constrictor is active. It is squeezing me to create density, to create gravity, to ground me. Then, when the expansion comes, the joy, the success, the relief, that is Al-Basit. You cannot have one without the other. To deny the constriction is to deny half of God. The master learns to surf both waves. 2. The 3D printer, Al-Khaliq, Al-Bari, Al-Musawir. We often translate all these as creator, but in Arabic they are distinct stages of an algorithm. This is the process of bringing something from the quantum field into physical reality. Al-Khaliq, the determiner, creator, this is the architect phase, the idea. Before you build a house, you have the idea of the house. You calculate the dimensions. You determine the qadar, destiny or measure of the thing. This happens in the world of command, alam al-amr. Al-Bari, the producer or originator, this is the engineering phase. It means to bring into existence out of nothing. It is the moment the energy starts to coalesce into matter, the transition from wave to particle. It differentiates the thing from everything else. This is a kidney cell, not a brain cell. Al-Musawir, the shaper or fashioner, this is the design phase. It gives the thing its specific form, color, and aesthetic. This connects to cymatics, the science of sound. As we discussed in the HU video, sound creates form. Al-Musawir is the frequency that holds the shape of your nose, the pattern of a zebra's stripes, the spiral of a galaxy. If you want to manifest something in your life, law of attraction, you have to go through these 3 stages. Khaliq, define exactly what you want, measure it. Body, initiate the action, bring it from the mind to the world. Musawir, give it beauty and detail, refine it. 3. The server backup, Al-Hafiz and Al-Hasib. Al-Hafiz means the preserver or the guardian. Physics tells us about the law of conservation of energy or information. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Information is never lost, even in a black hole. This is Al-Hafiz. The universe has a save function. Nothing is deleted. Every thought you think, every word you speak is recorded in the Akashic field. This name ensures that the laws of physics don't change overnight. It keeps the electrons spinning. It holds the integrity of the system. Al-Hasib means the reckoner or the accountant. This is the algorithm of karma, the cause and effect engine. It calculates the balance. Input equals output. It ensures that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It is the mathematical precision of the cosmos. 4. The truth versus the illusion, Al-Haq. Al-Haq means the truth or the real. This is the ultimate name. Everything in the universe is batil, perishable or false, except Al-Haq. This correlates with the simulation theory concept of base reality. The chair is a simulation, the atom is a simulation, time is a simulation, but the consciousness observing the simulation is real. When Hallaj said, Ana al-Haq, I am the truth, he wasn't saying, I am the God of the Bible. He was saying, I have woken up from the simulation. I have found the base reality inside myself. 5. The source of life, Al-Hayyu and Al-Qayyum. These 2 names are often recited together, Ya Hayyu, Ya Qayyum. Al-Hayyu is the living, the biospark. It is the difference between a corpse and a sleeping ran. Both have the same chemistry, the same organs, but one has the spark, Hayyu, and one does not.
Modern biology cannot explain the origin of life, abiogenesis. How did dead matter become alive? The Sufi answer: the name Al-Hayyu was injected into the carbon soup. Al-Qayyum is the self-sustaining, the sustainer. This means the universe is not a clockwork machine that God wound up and left. It needs constant energy to keep running. This is the zero-point energy, the vacuum energy that seethes in empty space. If Al-Qayyum stopped broadcasting for 1 nanosecond, the entire universe would vanish. The screen would go black. So, we have the hardware, the software, the power source, and the storage. The system is perfect, but the user is buggy. How do we, as humans, access these codes? How do we download the attributes we need? This is the science of dhikr and tahalluk, character embodiment.
The Prophet Muhammad said, "Adorn yourselves with the attributes of Allah. Takalaku bi akhlaq Allah." This is the most radical command in religious history. He didn't say, worship the attributes. He said, adorn yourself with them, wear them, become them. He was telling us to upgrade our avatar. If you are born with a predisposition to be weak, fearful, or poor, that is your starting character build. It is not your destiny. You can rewrite your character sheet. How? By invoking the names. But this is where most people get it wrong. They think it's magic. They think if they sit on a rug and say, Ya Razak, O provider, 1,000 times, a bag of money will fall from the ceiling. That is Harry Potter logic. That is not how the Matrix works. The name is a frequency. To access the power of the name, you must tune your internal radio to that frequency. You must become compatible with the name. The mechanism of resonance. Let's say you want to invoke Al-Karim, the generous, to bring abundance into your life. You can chant Ya Karim all day, but if you are stingy, if you fear poverty, if you hoard your money, your internal frequency is scarcity. Your frequency blocks the name. You are trying to download a file, but your firewall is blocking it. To activate Al-Karim, you must be generous. You must give money when you have little. You must be generous with your time, your smile, your forgiveness. When you act generously, you create a resonance field. You signal to the matrix, I am generous. The matrix responds, confirmed, user is generous. Unlock the generosity module. Suddenly, abundance flows to you. Not because you chanted a word, but because you embodied the attribute. This is the secret of alchemy. Alchemy was never about turning lead into gold. It was about turning the lead of the ego into the gold of the spirit. Let's look at the dark names, the majestic, rigorous names. Al-Muntakim, the Avenger. Al-Jabbar, the Compeller. Al-Kahar, the Dominator. These sound scary. Why would anyone want to invoke these names? Because sometimes you need a firewall. Sometimes you need an antivirus. If you are addicted to drugs, or if you are trapped in a toxic relationship, being nice and merciful, Al-Rahim, might kill you. You need the energy of Al-Kahar to dominate your lower self. You need the energy of the Avenger to fight the demons of addiction. You use these names against your own ego, not against other people. This is the concept of balance, mizan. A person who only has the gentle names, Jamal, is weak. They get walked over. A person who only has the severe names, Jalal, is a tyrant. They destroy relationships. The Insan-e-Kamil, perfect human, balances them. He is al-Latif, subtle, kind, to the orphan, but Al-Kahar, dominating, to the oppressor. He knows which app to open for which situation. When neuroplasticity of decode, modern neuroscience confirms that neurons that fire together wire together. When you repeat a name, you are carving a neural pathway in your brain. If you repeat, I am a loser, you wire your brain for depression. If you repeat Al-Qawi, the strong, and visualize strength,
You physically change the structure of your brain. You increase the density of gray matter in the areas associated with confidence and willpower. Dr. Andrew Newberg, a neuroscientist, studied the brains of people who chant. He found that intense prayer and chanting deactivates the parietal lobe. The parietal lobe is responsible for your sense of space and time and your sense of self versus other. When it shuts down, you feel infinite. You feel connected to everything. You lose the ego boundary. This is the state where the download happens. When the ego gets out of the way, the name takes over. But there is a trap, the shadow side of the names. Every name has a shadow if it is processed through the ego. The shadow of Al-Hakam, the judge, is judgmentalism. If you have the code of the judge, but you have a dirty ego, you become a person who condemns everyone. He is a sinner, she is bad, they are wrong. You think you are being godly, but you are just being an arrogant jerk. True judgment requires Al-Basir, the all-seeing. You don't see everything, so you cannot judge. The shadow of Al-Ghani, the rich, is greed. The shadow of Al-Wadud, the loving, is obsession or stalking. The mystic must purify the container before pouring the wine. Clean your heart from other, so the beloved can enter. This brings us to the ultimate mystery, the name that is hidden, the 100th name. Is there a secret code that overrides everything?
In the legends of the Middle East, there is a concept called Ism al-Azam, the greatest name of God. It is said that whoever knows this name can say be, and it is. They can walk on water, revive the dead, and fly in the air. Prophets knew it, some saints knew it, but it is hidden from the masses. Why? Because it is the admin password, and you don't give the admin password to a child. Scholars have debated for centuries what this name is. Some say it is Allah. Some say it is Hu. Some say it is Al-Hayy Al-Qayyum. Some say it is a sound that cannot be pronounced by the human tongue. But the esoteric Sufis say something different. They say the greatest name is you. Specifically, the realized you. The human being is the compilation of all the names. When you purify yourself completely, when you align your will with the divine will, when you polish the mirror of the heart until the ego vanishes, you become the Ism al-Azam. You become the living word. Your presence becomes the miracle. Look at the story of Mary in the Quran. She was alone in the desert, in labor, in pain. She needed water. God didn't send an angel to bring her a bucket. He told her, shake the trunk of the palm tree. She was weak. She was in pain. A palm tree is massive. A human cannot shake it. But she tried. She made the effort. She enacted her limited human power, and the universe responded with infinite power. Dates fell. A spring of water gushed from the ground. The formula is human effort plus divine residence equals miracle. You have to shake the tree. You have to write the code, and then let the system execute it. So how do we start? How do we become hackers of the holy? The hidden Atlas protocol for name activation. Diagnosis. Look at your life. What is missing? Are you anxious? Missing al-Salam, the peace? Are you confused? Missing al-Hadi, the guide? Are you weak? Missing al-Martin, the firm? Identify the missing frequency. The download, zikr. Dedicate 10 minutes a day to invoke that specific name. Don't just say it, feel it. Use the breath, Ya Salam. Inhale the peace, exhale the anxiety. Visualize the color of the name, white for peace, red for strength, green for life. The installation, action. This is the most important step. You must act out the name. If you are invoking Al-Jabbar, the repairer of broken things, go fix something. Fix a relationship, fix a broken door, fix a broken heart. Prove to the matrix that you are a vessel for this energy. The emptying, fana. Remember that you are not the source of the power, you are the wire.
The electricity comes from the station. If the wire thinks, I am powerful, it burns out. Keep your ego out of it. I am nothing. The name is everything. The observation. Watch for synchronicities. When you start working with a name, the universe will test you. If you invoke patience, Al-Sabr, the universe will give you a long line at the bank. It is giving you the gym equipment to build the muscle of patience. Don't get mad. Smile. Say thank you for the training. The 99 names are not just a list in a book. They are the 99 strings of the cosmic guitar, and you are the musician. Most of us spend our lives playing only 1 or 2 strings. We play the survival string or the complaint string. The music of our life is boring and repetitive. But you have 99 strings available. You can play the symphony of majesty. You can play the symphony of beauty. You can create a masterpiece. The source code is open source. It is free. It is inside you. The only question is, are you brave enough to take the keyboard? We are living in a simulation, yes, but it is a simulation designed to create gods, not slaves. It's a womb, and the names are the nutrients. Feed yourself well. Thank you for decoding the matrix with us. This episode was a lot of information. Don't try to memorize it all. Just pick one name, one quality you want to embody, and start there. Which name resonates with you right now? Which attribute does your life need the most? Tell us in the comments. Let's create a grid of intention. Subscribe to Hidden Atlas. We are learning the language of the architect. Until next time, be the code, be the change, and remember, the name is the key, but the heart is the door.